Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to AP World. This is going to be Key Concept 9.6. Political and social changes of the 20th century led to changes in the arts, and in the second half of the century, popular and consumer culture became much more global. So, for example, music. Bob Marley is popular all across the globe. Some of his songs are like, for instance, Buffalo Soldier, which you can listen to if you click here. No Woman, No Cry, Three Little Birds. There's a lot of them. But anyway, remember culture. This is theme 2 for AP World. Uh, Another example is movies. Now, of course, we all know about Hollywood movies, but increasingly popular, especially more recently, are movies out of India, what we call Bollywood movies. This one is called Lagan, and you can actually watch a short clip of it here if you'd like to see it. People have been able to get in contact to a much higher degree, partially because of social media. So, for example, Facebook has literally billions of followers. Twitter has become extremely important in politics, for instance. Television has become global. Most people around the world have, at some point, heard a newscast from BBC News. This can be a great resource, by the way, if you're looking to get a news resource that is not clearly biased towards one American political party or the other. World Cup soccer has become extremely popular all around the world. The U.S. men's team doesn't usually do as well as our women's team, but this is Clint Dempsey, who scored a goal in 2010, arguably the most dramatic moment in our men's team's history, but our women's teams have consistently won the World Cup or the Olympics. Another example is the Olympics, and this is one of the most dramatic moments in Olympic history, the 1980 Miracle on Ice, when the U.S. Men's team beat the Russians in the finals to get the Olympic gold medal. Arts, entertainment, and popular culture increasingly reflected the influence of a globalized society. So, like for instance, Banksy art is popular all around the globe. The NBA is very popular in China, for example. Consumer culture became globalized and transcended national borders. So, like for instance, you can find McDonald's all over the globe, or Samsung, and so on. Toyota and Coca Cola have become globally well known brands. Alibaba and eBay have facilitated commerce and uh, helping people purchase stuff across international borders. Amazon is another example. Responses to rising cultural and economic globalization took a variety of forms. One of those is those who protested against the IMF and the World Bank. The IMF and the World Bank were created out of the Bretton Woods system at the end of World War II, and they have become the lender of last resort to a lot of different countries. So if countries need money for a loan for some reason, they oftentimes will go to the IMF or the World Bank. But they've often been criticized. The IMF and the World Bank often require countries to undertake measures to cut costs inside their country or to open up their borders to international trade, which socialists don't like. Oftentimes, they prefer that the resources of their own country go to benefit their own people and not be able to be exploited by foreign countries or corporations, which has ended up leading to a lot of protest and backlash against those organizations. Additionally, in some cases, countries have refused to accept Western corporations like Twitter. China, for example, has made its own social media platform, Weibo. That takes us to 9.8, institutions developing, new international organizations, including the United Nations, formed with the stated goal of maintaining world peace and facilitating international cooperation. The United Nations will tell us that they are the only truly universally global organization in the world, and they're the ones best able to try to deal with global issues. The FAO is the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. And of course, I've introduced you to the World Health Organization, which is the world's perhaps most prestigious health organization that tries to share information throughout the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, 9.9 is going to review the key concepts, and it's going to tell us that we need to have a debate. So, at this point, now that we're at 9.9, we have been entirely through the curriculum for AP World, and now it's just an issue of reviewing. So, I will see you as I start to create the review videos.